Hello, welcome back to This House of Walls. My name is Ashley, and on this channel, I love to talk all things homeschooling and books. Today is going to be the start of a reading vlog. I am definitely pushing myself out of my comfort zone to film reading vlogs. I know it's kind of weird to film reading vlogs and kind of hard to get words and thoughts together as I'm reading books, but I'm kind of challenging myself this year to at least do one reading vlog every month, and so we'll see how it goes. As I'm filming this, it is a Tuesday. I would like to kind of see how much I can prioritize reading until Saturday, because then that gives me Sunday to edit this video and it will go up on Monday. I've also just had a really hard time lately with social media. I'm hoping that this will make me kind of prioritize getting off of social media a little bit more and putting reading first. I am sitting here with my book cart to kind of go through. It's getting towards the end of the month. I have a stack of books here. They're not all going to be read, and so I kind of want to prioritize what I'm going to be reading. Now, I do have some books that I am currently reading. Let's start with a physical book. I've been struggling more with physical books lately. Sometimes it's just easier to put on earbuds. But I'm hoping that if stepping back from social media a little bit, if that will help my mental health, and I will be able to put my eyeballs onto some books more. But I am reading The Magic of Lemon Drop Pie. This was on my TBR for this month, and so it would be nice to read that. I am not far into it at all, but I think it'll be good. I like it so far. You're following Lolly, who is 32 years old, and kind of, because of circumstances that has happened in her life, something with an ex-boyfriend, and the death of her mother, she's just kind of fallen into the life that she is in right now, which is helping run the family restaurant. But that's not what she really wanted to do. And so she finds her sister finds a diary of Lolly's where she wrote down some goals when she was a teenager. And I think that is going to kind of spark her to step out of this comfort zone that she's kind of created for herself. I am physically reading this. I am audiobooking My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry by Fredrik Backman. This is for one of my in-person book clubs, so this one does need to be finished by the end of the month. I am halfway through. I'm actually a little bit more. I listened to a little bit on my walk this morning, so I'm just like a couple of pages further. I am really liking this. This follows a 7-year-old, which I don't know that it quite adds up with what a 7-year-old would do, but she's not a normal 7-year-old, and she and her grandmother have created this entire fantasy world, but then her grandmother dies, and Elsa, the 7-year-old, has to go on a quest and take letters that her grandmother wrote to people around to different people. I am really enjoying it. It could possibly be 5 stars. I think the only thing is that Elsa, I think if she had been written as like a 10-year-old, some of the things that she is doing on this quest just might be a little bit more believable, but I am really enjoying it. I do really enjoy Fredrik Backman's writing. I did not really like Beartown, but everything I've read then 2 other books and have liked them, and I'm really enjoying this one. He does also have a book, Britt Marie, and she's in this book. So I'm kind of interested. I think there's like other books and short stories that are connected to this original story. So that would be kind of interesting to check out after this. But halfway through, really enjoying it. I barely started the audio for my Year of Agatha book for this month. If you are interested in joining us For any kind of Agatha Christie books, we are reading her top 10 favorite books that she wrote and then adding into others all throughout the year. For February is The Murder of Roger Ackroyd. I have decided to listen to this on audio because the edition that I have, let's put it here, it's really small. I don't know why this edition is like really tall and skinny, and then the font is really small. I read, I think, like a chapter. Well, actually, maybe my bookmark is off. Maybe I got 1 or 2 chapters in, not far enough, and then I got sidetracked by this. So I think what I'm going to do during this vlog is see how quickly I can finish this, because I am really enjoying it. And then I'm going to prioritize this. I think the audio is only 4 hours at double speed. I don't know that I'll listen to it at double speed because sometimes with an English accent I have to slow it down just a little bit to fully understand it. And I know she has a lot of characters and I want to kind of keep them all straight. I think my goal is I'm going to do these 2 on audio and see how often I can pick this one up and put my eyeballs on it. Beyond that, I want to go through this cart and just pull out ones that I know I'm not going to get to this month. I am going to keep on here the series that I am currently in. I think as of this point, I have not read any other book that's part of a series for this month. We'll see. There's at least 1 other book on this cart that I do have to read by the end of the month for my other in-person book club, so that might have to take priority. But let's take a look. I'm going to kind of adjust the camera here and kind of go through it. All right, so it's kind of cutting me off, but you can see this better. I think all of these are my current in a series books. So these are not going anywhere. I definitely want to prioritize series more, even though I'm not doing a great job of it this month. But this is my other in-person book club. I actually just got this one on audio as well. And it deals with a theater fire in Richmond, Virginia in 1811. And it sounds really interesting, but I do know I'm gonna need audio on it. So there's that one. Definitely will keep. I think as of right now, I am not going to get to the Matthew Perry, which is really unfortunate. And I don't think that I will be able to get to Let Us Descend. There's just so much reading that I can do. Frozen River, another one. Really, really want to read. I have heard amazing things about it. I don't know that I'm going to get to it this month because I have a lot of pages here in front of me already. All right, I'm putting this one on there because I've heard such amazing things about it and it just blows my mind. The trigger warnings in the front of it, and that is Butcher and Blackbird. Yeah, so here's trigger warnings and over to here. And I've heard like people that I wouldn't think would like books like this actually really liked it. I really want to prioritize this one. So far I have a lot of audiobooks to prioritize. So let me see about one more like physical book. Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands. I enjoyed the first one. I gave it 4.5 stars. I would like to continue with the series and see how it goes. I think that it's just a duology, which would be really nice to then finish a series. So let me organize these books a little bit and show you what I am going to have on my list for the next 5 days. We'll see. It's already the afternoon of Tuesday. We'll see. I think I've bitten off more than I can chew. Slightly better angle here. This stack is insane. It won't finish. But I kind of want to see how far I can get. Okay, so for my actual books that I want to read, Magical Lemon Drop Pie and Map of the Otherlands, if I can get this one done. And then audiobooks are, I'm going to finish this one and this one. And then if at all possible to pick one of these up, that would be great. That's what I have. All right. well, let's get started. I think what I might do right now, both my kids are kind of occupied. One is going to be doing an outschool class here in a little bit. So I might actually prioritize putting my eyeballs to paper. And I'm going to get a chunk done of this. I am on page 38, so the beginning of chapter 7. I'd like to get somewhere in between page 50 and 75. So let's make that happen. I am going to put the rest of these onto my cart. This little pile right here, I am going to put back on my shelves. Actually, I lied. What I'm actually going to do before I start reading, I am going to film my book haul video that is going to go out in like 2 days. And so I need to film that. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to put my eyeballs to page and hopefully be able to read a little bit right now. Alright, I am back for an update. I read a little bit and then went and got my hair trimmed. We are trying to grow out the pixie for the first time. I've had a pixie for 5 years at least. It's definitely in a stage that is not my favorite, but we are getting closer to it being grown out. My wonderful hairdresser said, nope, we're gonna keep going. We'll just add a little bit of shape. She gave me a little bit of more like sweepy bang kind of stuff. I did get to page 75 earlier. Nice little start. It's only like just over 300 pages for this book, so it shouldn't take me that long as I prioritize it. I'm liking it. There is definitely some magical realism, and she is able to kind of go back and spend a day reliving a different aspect for her life that maybe she didn't take that road. And so we're in the first, like, her reliving a different life for a day phase. I don't know. Overall, I'm liking it. I tend to like stories where you kind of get like second chances. One of my favorite books is Midnight Library, and so this is definitely kind of giving those vibes, but without the like main character dying to be able to make those other choices. So I am hoping this evening I will get to sit down and read some more of it, and then definitely tonight I'm going to put my earbuds on and listen to more of the Fredrik Backman, The Grandmother book. But in the meantime, I'm going to have a sip of wine and keep making some dinner. All right, it is the morning. I am cleaned up and my kids are getting ready. We are actually going to take some of our schoolwork to Barnes & Noble Cafe and sit there and just kind of do some schoolwork out of the house. But let's talk books. Let's start Magic of Lemon Drop Pie. I am enjoying it. It's a quick read. It's not difficult. I got to page 109. So I'm about a third of the way through. That's great. I'm definitely prioritizing it more, and that's been nice. And then once I got to there last night, I did pick up and listen to this for a little bit. Not as long as I was hoping, but that's okay. Let's see, where am I? 230. So I think on this one I only have it's like 140 pages, maybe like just over 2 hours of audio. So if I really prioritize this today, I could definitely finish it. My goal is to finish this today. Let's put it that way. And then I think when we are at Barnes & Noble, when my kids have some independent work instead of sitting there and scrolling my phone, because already this morning, I was in bed scrolling, and I lasted about 10 minutes before I just had it. So I am going to take Magic of Lemon Drop Pie. If I get a chance while they're doing some independent work, I hopefully will knock out a couple pages on this. But that is my reading update. So today is Wednesday. I am filming this until Saturday. So let's see how much I can get done today and the following days. All right, I am here for an update. It is the evening. Kids are kind of getting ready for bed. The light is awful in here right now. I have just like a side light on, but there's kind of like there's just no good lighting for it right now. But I finished. My grandmother asked me to tell you she's sorry. I really liked it. I did give it 5 stars. I do still stand behind. I think that the little girl, Elsa, if she had been 10, I think it would have just made sense more. There just seem to be times where I'm like, why are no adults like really aware of what she's doing? Other than that, I loved it. I loved all the characters and kind of the character development, the quirkiness of them. I definitely want to check out Britt Marie and kind of get more of her side of the story. And I think her story is like after this one takes place, but I think that would be really fun. This one is done. I was listening to that on audio, so I have to figure out which one to read next. Now, I do have Murder of Roger Ackroyd. I have to have this one done. Let's see, today's Wednesday. I have to have it done by next Friday, the 1st. It's not very big, though. I do have another one that I have to have done by this Sunday, and I haven't started it at all. The House is on Fire, so I think I'm going to start this one. I do have the audio. This one with the author's note is 371 pages, so it shouldn't be that long in audio. We'll have to see. But this one, it follows 4 different people of all kinds of different backgrounds in Richmond, Virginia, 1811, during like high society season, and they are in some way, shape, or form connected to a theater. Something happens and the theater goes up in flames, and it kind of, I think, can change the course of their lives. So this one sounds really interesting. I live in Virginia, and so I think that'll be kind of a good connection point too. I don't know if I'm going to get this one started tonight. I do have my other book, The Magic of Lemon Drop Pie. I might pick that one up and read it. I read some of it earlier. I'm up to like page 140. I also might just give my brain a little bit of a break and maybe pick up a book more closer to when I'm going to bed. We'll see. I would like to at least get this one started tonight. That's my goal. Other than that, 1 book down and many more to go. All right, I owe you all an update, so you're gonna help me put my face on. It's clean. Now let's start putting stuff on it. All right, it is Friday. I did not give an update for Thursday. Thursday mornings tend to be a little busy, where we need to get down some schoolwork, and then right after lunch we have co-op classes. I think the update for that is that I had volunteered to stand door duty for our co-op and forgot a book. My sunblock, even though it's raining here. So I did have to sit there for an hour with no book. So if you saw on my Instagram for the Thursday that I'm filming this, I put a little box of like, ask me anything. A couple of you responded, so that was nice. And then kind of by the time that we got home, sorry, the lighting in here is awful. Over here in front of the mirror, it's not so shadowy, but over by my phone it is. I think then, let's see, Thursday, got home, and I just kind of did other stuff instead of reading. Not necessarily scrolling, I was watching some YouTube content, and that was kind of nice. If you don't know, I also kind of like to play Sims, so I was watching some Sims play videos, and then decided to play Sims for a little bit until dinner time. That was just kind of a nice little break. But that did mean then, once got kids to bed and stuff like that, I needed to sit down and get some reading done. So let's see. I listened to quite a bit of The House is on Fire. I am on page 115. With the author's note, it's like 370 pages, so I'm almost a third of the way through. It basically introduces you to the characters and throws you right into them somehow being connected to the theater in some way or another. And basically they all arrive, the show starts, and the theater goes up in flames. It is due to like negligence of the theater company. A lot of them knew that the pulley system for a chandelier was messed up, but didn't do anything about it. So then of course somebody forgets to put the flames out and it catches everything on fire. And as you can imagine, it just all goes up in flames. So it pretty quickly throws you right into it. It's pretty graphic. I mean, as I was kind of expecting it would. I remember a couple of years ago, I tried watching, maybe it was like a PBS like masterpiece series of a fire that happened at like a world fair in like the early 1900s. And that was pretty graphic too, and especially in like show format where you can see it all happening. But the four main characters, so you have one, she is a white woman. She is a widow for about 3 years. She's about 30 years old, no children, and she is going to the theater with her sister-in-law and brother-in-law. So you get her point of view from being upstairs in like the boxes and trying to make it downstairs. You have a black slave woman who has had to come to the theater with one of the people who own her. And so you have her experience of trying to get out and trying to possibly find her owner. And there's a lot of backstory to her too. You also have a boy who I think is like 14 years old. He is working behind the stage. So you get the point of view of what actually kind of happened behind stage to cause this fire. Oh, the fourth character is a black man who is a slave who is visiting his wife who is owned by a different slave owner when all of this happens, and so he goes and starts trying to save people, and so you have his point of view. I think overall I am really enjoying it. I have maybe like 4 hours and 15 minutes left. So today is Friday. I think if I really kind of prioritize some reading this afternoon and tomorrow, I will have this book done, which would be really nice. And especially since I have to have this done by Sunday anyways. Because I listened to a big chunk of The House is on Fire, Magic of Lemon Drop Pie, I only read like 30 pages of it yesterday. So now I am on to page 178. So about that far through. This one, like, it's not difficult to read. You can totally see where it's going. Yeah, she gets these 3 magic lemon drops that she can go back for a day and revisit different options that she could have taken. And it's pretty obvious, like, kind of from the start, what those 3 options are going to be. I would say it is nice. So not only, you have, like, today's timeline, and then the times when she jumps back because of the lemon drops, then you're also jumping back a lot to when she was a teenager and kind of moving up in time to when her mother died. Anyway, so it's nice to kind of get the different perspectives and timelines and stuff like that, because while the plot is very much so, like, easy to see what's happening, you're still getting some more, like, extra kind of details and stuff like that. My goal for Magic of Lemon Drop Pie, I would really like to have it finished by Saturday. We'll see. That's still like 200 pages that I have to put my eyeballs onto. If I get a good chunk of reading done this afternoon, which I am hoping to do, the kids are finishing up some schoolwork, and then we're going to go see some homeschool friends, and have lunch. Maybe there might be like a thing or two left for homeschool work to be done when we get back. But then other than that, I'm kind of hoping that it's a rainy afternoon here and I can get some good reading done. Alright, I'm gonna finish up my makeup quickly. So there we are, makeup is done. Again, sorry for the shadow. Alright, so that's my reading update. I am having fun with this. It's definitely kind of helping my mental health a little bit. That, like, I get on to Instagram still, obviously, but I find myself getting caught up in it and getting worked up and say, nope, I'm out. I'm done. And so that's been a really nice change. On that note, I'm gonna go chug some more coffee out of my cute cat person mug and get on with our day. It is Saturday morning. I am a mess. I need to finish the backsplash in our kitchen. I was just listening to some more of The House is on Fire. So I am at page 226. There's like 370 pages. So I have about 150 pages left. My audio says I have about 2 hours and 20 minutes left. So I'm finishing this today. That is absolutely my goal. I am finishing this. I just a little bit this morning read Magic of Lemon Drop Pie. So this one, I am only on page 195. I am not thinking that I'll get this one done today. I still have a chunk. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe this evening I'll pick this up and finish it. That would be kind of cool. If not, that's okay. I will finish it hopefully this weekend. Not gonna lie, yesterday I was just feeling a little under the weather in the afternoon and definitely chose to scroll and kind of watch YouTube videos more than read. But that's just kind of where I was mentally, that's just what I needed. That is my reading update. I'm gonna go put my earbuds on and start cleaning. I have some laundry to do, and then I'll show you what I'm gonna do in the kitchen too. Alright, here's the kitchen. It's a mess, so I'm gonna start with a nice little cleaning up of it. Wow, words are hard. I need more coffee. It's been a process to regrout this to black, so this side is probably the most finished at this point. There are still some cracks that kind of need to be fixed up. And then this side definitely needs some areas filled in again and then gone over. So that's going to be a progress. Our goal is that when I am done with all the grout, will clean the cabinets and add hardware. So that'll be really nice. These are just like inexpensive cabinets that were here when we bought the house, but that's not in our budget to replace them right now. So we're gonna make them just a little nicer and fancier. Anyways, I'm gonna put my earbuds in and start cleaning the kitchen so that I can make it a mess with doing grout. Right, I am back. I am slightly cleaned up, which feels nice. Kitchen, I'd say the backsplash is pretty much done. There's a couple little places that I need to just scrape off a little bit of extra that's still there. That was nice this morning to just put on my earbuds and get in there and mess with that. I have not picked up this, so no change, but I did finish this. I have marathoned this today, and I'm really glad that I did. I liked it. I think I really liked at the end the author's note, and then I googled The Theater Fire. It's based on a true story, and it actually did happen. So it was interesting. There were some like newspaper clippings and things like that. If you hear anything, the cat is trying to get into a box in my room. I would say this is not obviously it's not going to be a nice, light, fluffy story, but it really is stressful from your first page to the very last page. The writing was fantastic. The story, the characters, everything was well developed. I just don't know that that is my favorite genre kind of thing, where it's stress from page 1 and goes all the way through. And I should have seen, so Kathleen Grissom, she wrote The Kitchen House, and I read that last year, and it was the same kind of historical fiction where just it's stress the whole time and there's just awful people. This one follows that kind of same pattern, but I really liked it. It was 4 stars. I am excited to go tomorrow to my book club and talk about it, which means I will be restarting this. I think it'll be just under 4 hours to listen to audio, so I'm not going to get that done today, but I'm hoping maybe this evening get a nice little start on it. I think I'm not ending this vlog yet. I think I'm going to film like my final kind of thing tomorrow morning. I want to see by the end of the night how much I can get in on the reading of my other 2 books and really finish out these 5 days with a bang. I am just about to film my March TBR, so as I'm all set up here, I wanted to just kind of close out this reading vlog. It has been fun to do this and kind of challenge myself a little bit. I think that's kind of what I want to bring to reading vlogs, is more of kind of reading challenges. Can I do X in a certain amount of time during this reading vlog? So I think that's the direction I'm gonna go. But let's kind of talk about what I finished. This was the original stack. I finished 2 books. My grandmother asked me to tell you she's sorry and The House is on Fire. Both liked them. Really glad that I read them. I did not finish Magic of Lemon Drop Pie. Saturday night I did read a good chunk of it, and I only have about like 100 page, maybe a little less than 100 pages left. Yeah, I have less than 100 pages left. I have like 70. So maybe today on Sunday I could finish it. But no matter what, I read a really big chunk on this. I think I was on page like 30 when I started, and so I'm happy with my progress, which means 3 books I did not get to. I am starting this today. I did not get to it last night. I'm restarting it. This, like I've said, shouldn't take long to read it, so there is that. And then 2 that I did not finish. This one is going back onto my TBR cart because it is part of a series, and any books that are in a series are on my cart right now. And honestly, this one is going to go on my TBR cart because I really want to read it. Overall, I'm really happy with how this went. If you have made it this far, I know it's a long video. I have started editing some of the like early clips. It's going to be a long video, but if you have made it this far, thank you so much for hanging out with me for 5 days, and I will be back for more videos soon.